Mutegi?
Good morning.
Morning.
Mama Senator, you were making loud noise this weekend about that matter of gender rule.
Yes.
And the move is to change it,
yes,
so that you postpone. I think there's a move in Parliament,
yes,
to postpone that, yes, so that they feel it's not possible. In fact, there's an article today from the Deputy Governor of Isiolo, which says it is not possible that even in counties for women to get elected is next to that. Our culture is that.
yes.
So what do we do?
Thank you, Mutegi. First of all, I think we must look at it from a very different level. But it is not a women's issue. And also, when I hear the governor of Wajir saying that, then I become again more sad that it is culture. And that's why we have to change it, because there's no way you will tell me now our sisters from the northern side cannot come in and support the development that is happening within their counties because of culture. That's why those who wrote this new constitution felt, because we have different marginalizations across. Some will say culture, others will say, look here, women complement men, and so therefore, why should they be there at that level? And it's only in the political arena. So for me, the question goes back, why is it at the political arena? Why is it that they will appreciate when a woman is a doctor, is a nurse, is doing well, is a teacher? We have no problem that side. How come within this political dispensation? Because for me, in the political dispensation, it's because of power. That now men feel, because we have always had this power, and this is the only power that even brings in the presidency, why should the one who is felt as a lesser become part of us? So when I looked at Parliament the other day, the Justice and Constitutional Committee in the National Assembly talk about again progressive, yet the Supreme Court ruled so well that we must, it's progressive, yes, but by 2015 let us have a formula. For me, I expected them now to tell us a formula, not what the ruling said. A formula where, and we had different formulas during this devolution conference. We agreed one of the formula, and they must agree as a country. If we reduce our constituencies to 210, and then now you bring in and say, now we can bring in now women to close up to the 290. And you still have your 47, and you will still make up this rule.
How can that be done? You reduce give us the formula.
Yeah, the formula is, let's go back to our old
2010.
210 constituencies.
Yes,
from the 210, yes, you have reduced another 80 slots, which came to the 290 constituencies. And from there, you now bridge in. And if you are more bold enough...
How do you get the women elected then?
You put the women also on election. You know, we were saying there are two ways of doing it. Even reduce it to 150, and let's have two women, one woman and one man going through a pure election at a constituency. We will have 300 members in the National Assembly. But you will reduce you don't need nominations anymore. You remove the whole thing of nomination. The same thing in the Senate. Let's just go and say, let's have two. One woman, one man standing in a county, and let them win. Whoever wins comes in. There is no nomination. Let's remove the nomination.
Okay.
And we'll have even reduced the numbers that we have now with such a formula.
And then how do you do with what do you do with the political parties?
No. At that time, the political parties are the ones who are agreeing. And anyway, this process has to go through political parties. Whether we go whether we run away, in the end of the day, political parties. And now for me, since Parliament wants to make it another different thing, I think political parties can now take the agenda and say, for us in the political party, we will ensure, and I'm telling you, if our president, and he did it in 2013, that is why we have more women from Jubilee side, that is why we have more youth from the Jubilee side, and God can also borrow from the same. If Raila says today in Nyanza, I will make sure they stop, because they are strong women. They are Kina Rosa Buyo, who vie and during the nominations they are number 2. But you'll find they've gone through a very difficult process, very difficult. And I'm saying, if today the people who own these parties, because unfortunately in Kenya, all the parties are owned by somebody. Yeah? People believe in this person, he's the leader of that party. If our deputy president, the president, and the opposition leader, Raila and Kalonzo, and even Wetangula agree that within our parties, in the nomination, we shall ensure this strong woman has her nomination. We shall have women. It is a matter of a will. This gender rule is not for giving women seats. You know, men are forgetting Mutegi. The way we are moving and the way now we are becoming very adamant in pushing and negotiating, and we find you are negotiating to people who already have a clear idea what they want. Women also must rethink, and we'll go back to the table and tell our women, and now they've waken up. I think the counties have now waken up the women. The women know, if you are in these positions, we shall change the services in our counties and all that, and they will come up now. Indeed, we can see a transformation for our country. We can see that.
So, since elections are not coming this year,
yes,
and the Supreme Court says by 2015,
yes,
what is to be done?
For me, 2015, and I think that is one of the steps they are trying to make, which they've done it wrongly already, as we say. And we want to see the proposal, and I'm hoping when they come, the proposal is...
The proposal in Parliament is be postponed.
I know.
We don't roll on.
But we have to debate it and see whether it will go on, or the members can refuse and amend it and say we have to go on and look for a formula. If we say we postponed it, we are trying to say, now, what happens to the county assemblies? Already the rule is in the Constitution. You know, the only issue we have here is the National Assembly. I mean, it's Parliament as an institution. And more importantly, the National Assembly. So they cannot just say postponed. The others have taken off. Why is it that this institution does not want to take off with others? Because if it is appointments within the institutions of government and parastatals and all that, the president has done his part. He is ensuring we must have that gender rule across board. It is now for the counties also, and somebody needs to evaluate and tell us whether within the appointees, because within the legislative arm it was done, within the executive arm it was done. That's why they were told, if you are 9 executive members, you must ensure you have 3 to 4 women. And it has happened across. So why is it only in the National Assembly when it comes, is when now the National Assembly will rethink of postponing or will rethink of another formula? They must be bold to give Kenyans a formula as the Constitution says.
But how will it be done? Because 2015 is here with us.
We will lobby. I know by August we need to have something. We are going to lobby and say no.
If by August the 2/3 majority is not there, and
then it will be very sad for this country.
If it's not there, then the country will pass laws, because the Constitution will not allow them to pass any law without the fulfillment.
Of course, yes, and so, I thought
so in a quagmire,
a serious one, and that's why I was saying it is time. I think they need to be bold, give a recommendation, and say, as Parliament, we propose this formula that will help us progress and move to the 2/3 gender rule. By 2017, we will see a difference. Because and I think in the ruling of the Supreme Court, that's what they thought, that let's give Parliament 2015 so that you reorganize yourself before you come to 2017, which is only 1 year, and in 1 year in politics is like 10 days. It's not 1 year. Everyone will be busy, everyone will be thinking differently. So for me, and I want to plead, because I know Nyokabi sits on this, that they must think and discuss together to understand this is something not just for us. We are talking about the youth, we are talking about the marginalized, we are talking about the disabled. All of them are awaiting this rule to help them to join into these positions.
You're suggesting that the president, during his appointment, he has fulfilled that. Is that an accurate statement?
Yes, Mutegi. He has.
He has appointed, if for instance you took in the administration, in government, like, say for instance, commissioners, county commissioners.
Yes.
Do you have 2/3 of them being women?
Well, most of the county commissioners that are there, Mutegi, you remember they came in before the president came in. And it is not, again, we don't want to use agenda rule to say, when you come into power, now you remove those who are there. That is why the word progressive is there, meaning when you are doing new appointments, ensure you have appreciated the gender role. That's why we are saying, when we are doing the elections in 2017, we need to appreciate this gender role. But for now, the county commissioners who are there, they were not appointed by the president. He found them. He's working with them. But I know as he moves on in progressively, either one being moved, taken to another job, he will ensure the women come in. But we have women commissioners. I know there are not many. But it is for him now, the new ones that come in, he must appreciate.
What about the recent appointment of
parastatal chiefs? For me, I think one.
If you look at
when I look at it, I was disappointed. Yes, and I said, look, you cannot just. But then I was, and I know I called a few people, and they told me, no, we haven't finished. Next week, look at the list. So I'm waiting to look at the new list of the remaining ones, and then from there, we either, because this is not about the president, this is about Kenyans. And I always say I cannot just support everything. When something is wrong, we will say it is wrong, Mutegi. And for me, for now, the appointments, I don't mind about who are appointed. All I'm worried and all I'm about is I'm hoping they will appreciate also the 2/3 of gender. And it doesn't mean only men. It means I want to see young people in. I want to see the disabled youths within those appointments.
They're not there?
Yes, I know they are not there.
And they are not likely to be there.
No. They must. There are many learned people with special needs, and I hope
when I look at these appointments, the ones for the parastatal chiefs.
Yes.
I see 2017. The thinking is that these are people to help me get elected.
Well, but if you're looking at it, if the president is looking at it that way, then I'm hoping he knows that we have more than 3 million people with special needs, even more and beyond. So it's also a category you need to look at. And anyway, in this country, that's why we have this new constitution within the Bill of Rights. We said we don't want to look at who you are, Mutegi, how you are. No, we look at you as a Kenyan, and you deserve to be somewhere and serve Kenyans, period. That's the spirit of the new constitution.
But when I listen to what all you said, the old men got the jobs because they need medicine. They are old, they are dying.
I will appreciate that.
So you give them jobs because they need the job.
No,
not because of transformation, not because of change. It's because they need medicine. That was the argument from Atwoli.
No, that was Atwoli. But the president did not. For him, I think he gave positions to people he believed are going to transform where they are going. First of all, I want to appreciate and thank him that he reduced them to 79. At one point, we have saved a lot of wastage of money that we have been seeing, and we call it wage bill or all that, but those are some of the wastages we have been seeing, and we still need to deal with more. But then after that, I don't want to look at what Atwoli was saying in a humor, maybe to make people laugh, but for me, these are leaders, and the constitution never said, Mutegi, when at your age you cannot get a job. No, it will be wrong. The constitution says everyone deserves to be treated rightfully. For those who have been given now the job, it's for them to prove to Kenyans that when I build into this institution and join it, this is what I'm bringing on the table. And I want to give an example like General Kihalangwa. When I look at him, when he joined the immigration, I think many people are wondering, now, this general. But today, when you walk into the immigration, and I'm hoping, as he moves to become our PS of internals, coordination and interior, he still has a hand in maintaining what he started at immigration, so that we don't lose that, because he has just transformed the place in 10 months. So I'm hoping those who are going there are going to transform Mutegi.
There's a big, long question here from somebody from Kendubi. He says, Madam Elachi, from your argument and that of women, I have listened to, it is clear that women are only interested in getting things the easy way. I put to you that it is the control or ownership of parties. We have those that are led by people like Martha Karua in NARC, Gilo in also in NARC, and one time Nazarene Umar. Why can't women who are interested in politics take advantage of such? Why do you want things the easier way?
Women don't need things the easier way, and they have never come for the easier way. Women out there go do their nominations with parties due to all I always call the party's decision in terms of who they want to be there, and that is where women lose. And anyway, I know Kenyans look at women and not just Kenyans. Kenyans appreciate women, yes. The political leaders look at women as a very strong competitor. Because when a woman is in a position, Mutegi, you have no choice but to prove you can manage that position. But if a man is there, for him it's prestige. He has no business coming out very strongly to prove. He knows it is my right, I am here. But for a woman, she tries her best to go out of her way to find things are running. You go to her constituency, she must ensure she works 5 times harder than her colleague who is in another constituency. If we do today a sort of just a random survey, opinion poll, and ask and go to women constituencies and then go to a female constituency, you'll see that. You'll find that women who were elected together with a man have now moved, their constituencies are moving very high, and yet most of the men, even the ones who are deciding now to postpone, you go there, they'll tell you, we don't even see him. But you as a woman, you must be everywhere. I am a nominated senator, yes, but I have had to move, not just in Nairobi, but all over the country, just trying to prove that women, regardless of who we are, I will still drive, find myself in a rural place, build that place, support the women, and not just the women, even the men there, everyone as a community, and move. So for me, I'm saying we have had a lot. And I'm not saying men are bad. I'm just saying when you look at the direction of the country, it is time also as Kenyans we say, let us try both genders in some of these positions. Just for the sake of transforming the country, move it to another level, and let's see how it will.
It has been argued time and again that 50% of Kenyans are women, and 50% of voters are women.
Yes.
Even more.
Yes, we are more.
Why is it that then women don't get it? They don't vote for women?
Just as the governor of Wajir said, culture. Women themselves are the bone, they are the ones who have given birth to the men. Don't forget that. To our young brothers and sisters, and therefore in the family, even before, it is even my mother who will decide the head of the family is who. And because they felt this is a prestige job, and you feel, no, our firstborn who is a son, or even if the girl is a firstborn, the secondborn who is a son, is the more person who carries, this thing of saying you are carrying the community's heritage and all that is what has killed this parity issue completely. But then when you find parents suffering, again it is the woman who comes in very strongly to ensure our parents do not go down. So I always ask, when it comes to the social issues, the woman is there very strongly for the family. But when it comes to uongozi, then it becomes very difficult. But then you find quietly, if I have brothers who cannot manage, I have to step in and always make sure the family heritage is still there as a girl. And I believe even in your family, maybe Mutegi, that's what happened. So I'm just saying, if we are able to do that, then give them the opportunity. And then why do you take them to school then? Why are you ensuring your girl is an engineer? Where do you want her to move at that next level? Which position? Because all these positions are jobs. So we must ask ourselves as we move. And culture changes at times. We have changed now, absolutely. So, and I appreciate Rift Valley. And I'm hoping, and I know the women of Rift Valley are strong. They are more than their men in terms of voting, that region. And I hope, and that's why maybe we have seen of late more women coming from elected, coming from the regions of Rift Valley. And we are saying 2017, we will look at the register, we will look. And it is also for us as women to commit ourselves and now go back on the ground and create this serious awareness of this misconception of people saying we are more numbers, why don't you vote for your woman? And the other reason is the resources. Let's be very honest. Even if I have a house and I'm going in politics, do you know I can't just wake up and say, now I'm selling this house. But my husband will wake up and sell the house without even telling us. But for me, I won't. But I would have thought, I am strong, let me sell, but we'll come and buy back. But he won't allow. Even your own land. And anyway, women don't like doing that. Women believe these are properties of our household, of our homes, of our families. Let's not touch them. Let me go in politics. I will use my mouth to speak to our people, to understand that when I come in, this is the development agenda I have. And that's where maybe it goes wrong. But even young people, if they want to see young people in parliament, they must stop handouts. Because their young people don't have handouts. They must. But if they don't, then they should not complain why the old have entered. And they say they also have the numbers. So it's either way. This time, 2017, young people should say, we want transformation. We know our young people don't have money. We must support them without that money. Vote for a young person, vote for a young woman, and vote for women. And let's see whether we cannot transform.
In some communities, women will never, for the next I don't know how many years.
Absolutely, I know.
Why? It looks like the constitution is taking us faster than we are developing, saying that we must elect. The constitution may say we must elect,
Yes,
or we must have the women. But in certain communities, like where you have a 60-year-old man get married to a 16-year-old, ban her, and then nothing happens.
Yes.
In such kind of situations, how do you help women?
And that is why it's very unfortunate. But for me, first of all, the story of Mandera, it comes in very unfortunate, Mutegi. But I'm thinking one of the things they feared, and it's my opinion, maybe they are our brothers from the Somali side, so you decided to leave. So when they realize this has happened, the parents don't have documentation. They wondered, how now do we go to the police? They will ask us documentation. Maybe we don't have. I'm just thinking that way because I'm trying to ask myself.
The girl has no documentation, yes.
Yes, and I'm thinking also the parents don't have, because the girl is still a minor.
Yes,
you don't need to ask her documentations, but I need to ask the parent documentations to ensure they come to Nairobi and bring their child for treatment. But either way, I am hoping we are going to help that girl to come out, and I'm hoping the governor can do that. Stand in for the girl, bring the girl for clear medication. The other thing is, when you look at even the elections we had in 2013, in the county assemblies, we only were able to get 84 women out of all the 2,450 members. Only 84 were elected, Mutegi. Now, if those who drafted this constitution did not ensure the rule of two-thirds, tell me how those county assemblies would have been. Look at even the Council of Governors. We decided, yes, within the County Governments Act, we should say we'll have a Council of Governors institution, but we did not remember that we need to ensure we have both genders. Therefore, if the and even when we were doing the elections, where again we went wrong, we would have enforced that if you are a man, and that's what the Constitution says, by the way, if you are a man, your gender must be a woman within the governors. We lost it there. Nobody enforced it. So we have very few. And why we did that, we would have now come and amend. And we need to amend the act and say, if you are within the Council of Governors, you must ensure you have a gender rule of this. So therefore, the deputy governors who are women should come in to make it more friendly even.
Some people, somebody from Mandera says that, are you aware that you are given 47 women reps in National Assembly at a silver platter? I don't think so, contrary to the decorum of principles of politics of competition.
Yes, because you can imagine Mutegi in Mandera, they would have even put a man in the women's slot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have no shame even. Sometimes you feel very disappointed. Because I know the woman rep of Mandera is doing a lot right now. But since she's a woman...
In any case, she competed for the seat.
Of course, yes.
She was
the best to be elected. And they must appreciate and support her now in what she's doing, not trying to say they were given on a silver platter.
It is good when members of parliament beating the deputy speaker. It's Moses Okinyi. I don't know what the question is. I fought to beat 8 men. This is a woman from Ikolomani, Isabella from Ikolomani.
Yes.
I fought to beat 8 men, including the incumbent. I won the MCA seat. So we are trying very hard also.
No, I know Isabella, and I know at this moment the brother passed on through a road accident. I just want to say pole to her. But she fought, and she won it. And today, if you go, Isabella is doing a fantastic job in Ikolomani.
Fellow Samuel Otieno from Nairobi says women should not have any chance to rule over men.
Wow.
Wow.
But you know, they forget women are also paying tax in this country.
Not even that. Women are big human beings also.
Yeah. And the other thing is that our men should appreciate within the East Africa, today is only Kenya. We say we are so powerful, Mutegi. We say we are the owners of this big economic strength, that we are the ones who are ruling the whole of East Africa. But now when it comes to the issue of gender rule, we are the most primitive. We talk so badly. You even wonder when you sit on the table with Rwanda, Uganda, Tanzania. In fact, where we say now we have the iron fist, Uganda, Museveni has done his best. So really, where we are saying we have democracy.
But let me say this.
In Kenya, what democracy is this?
Even culturally, even if you look at modern world music, if you compare Kenyan music with Tanzanian music or Uganda music, Kenyan music insults women. And women go to listen to it. There is a musician who is sings in Kikuyu. I went to his music one day and I said I will never go back. Because most songs are insulting women and women part. Why is it women entertain that kind of thing?
Well, it is lack of knowledge, Mutegi.
Lack of knowledge.
And sometimes now within the musical part, I don't want to, I know who you are talking about. I also went once and I said I will never. But I also...
The song insulting a fat woman.
Yes. Yeah, not just a fat woman. You just use a biological way of describing a woman, which is very wrong.
Which is wrong.
And those are some of the things we are saying. Reduces. Because, and it makes you feel... Just the way men will look at, yes, I compliment, but we always say what we are talking about today is not what happens within the family. It doesn't mean when I am a leader outside, I have to come and lead home. I still remember and know very well, my husband is the father and he is our security person within the home, therefore he protects us. And within our values, every family believes that, and the Bible tells you that we have no problem. I think I have a problem where you have grown and you are told you are going to build the nation. So where will the woman build the nation? In the farm, where we say 70% of women are in agriculture, or where? But we are saying within all this that God has given us, let us build together. I find it very interesting, even in the church. Who builds the church? A woman. A woman will make the church stand firm. A woman will ensure the church has funds. So how come when the woman is saying, okay, build me to come to this political position so that I can make this pillar more stronger, it becomes an issue. That's why I'm saying this one is an issue of power. Nothing else. Because if in the other institutions we are allowed, then it is time we are saying within this power that is misused, we want to try and come in and say, as you get emotional, as you get angry, I come in as somebody who can cool and say, no, we are here for our country. And a woman will look at her country saying, if anything happens, it is me with my children who will struggle, because either the man will go for the war or he will leave. Who remains there? Look at the IDPs. Look at all the lives the women have gone through. We are saying give them the opportunity to make this country to cool for, because this we are talking now, we don't know whether one time people will sit here, Mutegi, talk about men coming back in power. And it will come.
Thank you very much, Senator.
Thank you.
I hope women have understood that you must struggle, you must get somewhere.
Yes. They must struggle, they must come out and compete as any other person, not waiting for a silver platter.
Can we now go back to the other studio and listen to some